Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cece. If you don't know me, I post videos about plants, minimalism, simple living, finance, things like that. Today I'll be showing you some of my frugal plant hacks that I like to use. The first topic I'll be talking about is poles and trellises. So here I like to use bamboo because it doesn't attract fungus gnats. It's also very cheap. You can find it sometimes by creeks and bayous and just chop it down for free. Here's another version of a trellis, and this is just a chopstick that I put in here and tied it up with just some string. This plant, I do have a coco coir moss pole, but I don't ever get it wet. I just use it more for support. Monsteras and philodendrons, as when you put them on a pole of any kind, the newer leaves will become a lot bigger. You can see as it gets towards the top, it gets larger. Now, when you have some sort of trellis or pole, you need something that will tie your plant up to the pole. And so I like to use thread. Sometimes I'll even reuse some like ties, even tape. One thing that I like to do is just take tape, fold it in half, and then use it to tie the plant up because I feel like it has a little bit bigger surface area. For this plant, I just used tape because I didn't want to bruise the delicate new stem. As you can see, it kind of got a little scratched from the dry coco coir, but I didn't want to make like a cut inside from maybe thread. So I just took my masking tape, I folded it in half and tied it around. Okay, my next topic would be related to pots. So this here is just a plastic Rubbermaid container that I got from Amazon for $6. So a lot of times pots that are clear, especially with the like aeroid craze right now, they are very expensive and it's hard to get a big sized pot. So I went on Amazon and I just got a regular container. Another DIY pot would be to use a 5-gallon bucket. So recently I just chopped my huge monstera down and I'm propagating it to make it a little bit smaller. And I didn't have a pot that was big enough to put water in to put my big propagation in because then it would just fall over. So I had a 5-gallon bucket and that's been great. These lids here are actually from a salad container. I use the lettuce to make salads and then I just simply reuse them for my plant saucers. All right, now we're just going to touch on our fourth topic, which is preventatives. So preventatives that I like to use relate to fungus gnats and any sort of pests because those are some things that can ruin your plant real quick and spread to all of your plants. I had an issue with fungus gnats a couple years ago, and I found a potting soil. I'll actually post a picture here. And this potting soil mixed with perlite I use for all of my plants, and it has been great. No issues with gnats. I let my soil dry out the first couple inches before I water it, and that helps with the fungus gnats as well. Sorry, my cat is wilding. Periodically, I will spray my plants with a spray bottle of soapy water or with the neem oil and wipe the leaves off. The biggest preventative for me is just regularly monitoring your plants. So I look at my plants every day and just check the leaves to see if there's new growth, if there's any bugs, what is looking different. A preventative that I like to use on plants that are more prone to root rot would be to use clear pots and regularly check the roots. So recently I have just checked my Monstera Thai and it had a little bit of root rot. I'm not sure if it had it when I bought it because it was very root bound in the pot that it was currently in. And so I soaked the roots in hydrogen peroxide and mixed a 1/3 to 2 parts water, and then watered my plant with that. Hydrogen peroxide is super cheap and most of us have it in our medicine cabinets. And so that's a great preventative for killing the bacteria and fungus that causes root rot, as well as you can use it to sterilize pots or bamboo. So if you got bamboo from the wild, like I mentioned in my first tip, you can just use either rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide to wipe down the bamboo and sterilize it from any sort of like pest, fungus, or bacteria that could have been previously on it. And my tip number 5 would be related to saving money or even making money. So recently I have trimmed back my Monstera adansonii. I'll list a picture of it here. It used to be super tall. It covered the very top parts of the poles, but then I cut it back and I made tons of propagations and I've sold those on Facebook Marketplace, and they get easily 400 views on these cuttings, and I sell them unrooted. So that is something very simple to do to make some money, but also help you save money so you can make like another plant from the same plant. So in case your mother plant has any issues, you can use propagation as a way to save your plant. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Sorry for some of the noise. I'm still figuring out this editing stuff and trying to figure out about my background noise. I hope this video is a little bit better than my previous ones. If you have any questions or want me to go into detail, please leave a comment. See you later.